Hi guys, today we will be continuing our NCERT series that we started, and we have already completed standard 6 and 7th geography NCERT, right? So today we will be discussing the 8th NCERT, and last year in NDA 2023 they had asked two questions from that single book. So that is the reason we keep on implying that studying NCERT books is of pertinent value. So let us start to the chapter number 1 without wasting much time. um, the first is the resource, and the most important word on this page is patent. Okay, if you look at the screen, I have zoomed it. If you look at the glossary, the important term is patent, and I hope that they might ask questions related to something which is called as IPR. Okay, that is intellectual property rights. So because you might have seen things like the trademark and all when you set up your business or when you open your website, so you had the domain, right? So patent actually means that is the exclusive right over the idea. No, when you, for example, in Corona, you have developed one vaccine called as Covaxin or Covishield. So the particular company which has developed that vaccine will own the exclusive right. Okay, no other company can make that vaccine by that particular process. That's the reason uh, patents are important. When you make your own product through some process, so you have the exclusive right over that idea or the invention. Okay, so that was the important term in the chapter 1, on the page number 1. Okay, the second thing is the biotic and abiotic. So so you need to understand what is biotic and what is abiotic. Okay, abiotic means non-living. Okay, non-living things are called as abiotic things. Biotic things actually are what? Living. So it is as simple as that. For example, biotic factors are soil, water, wind, right? These are, sorry, these are the abiotic. Okay, soil, wind, etc. are abiotic things. In biotic, you have something which is called as plants, animals, etc. These are called as biotic. So now you understand what is the meaning of biotic and abiotic things. Is it clear? The next important terminology is the renewable and non-renewable resources. So resources can further be classified as renewable and non-renewable. Okay, renewable and non-renewable energy resources. What is the meaning of renewable? Renewable means something which can be renewed, or which has unlimited stock. Something which can be renewed and are inexhaustible. That means they are unlimited. Even if you use that for n number of years, it will not get exhausted. Okay, for example, solar energy, right? Wind energy, right? So tidal energy. These are what? These are the renewable sources of the energy, right? What are non-renewable resources? Non-renewable means something which cannot not be renewed, or they will be exhausted. Okay, and they are limited, right? So these things are called as what? Non-renewable resources. For example, coal, petroleum, etc. are called as what? non-renewable energy resources. Non-renewable energy resources. Now you are clear what are renewable and what are non-renewable energy resources. We have studied this also. Okay. Now what is human resource? Human resource, actually it refers to the number of, that is the quantity and the ability. In ability you have mental and physical ability of the people. You know, human resources are the most important resource of any country. How? Let us say in India you have n number of software engineers which are working in other countries like America, and they are sending remittances back to India. So they are helping India to have more foreign reserves, that is foreign exchange reserves, right? So what happens is that when your human resources, your population is educated, that is literate, it is skilled. Okay, so I will write it down. What are the essential conditions for the human resources to get well equipped? Human resources. Human resources is actually the quantity plus the quality, right? Quantity plus the quality of the people, of the population. What includes in quality? Education, right? लिटरेसी कितनी है ये हम देखेंगे. फिर देखेंगे स्किल कितना है, देखेंगे लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी कितने, राइट? सो ये सब चीजें हम इसके अंदर देखेंगे. तो जितना अच्छा एजुकेशन, जितना अच्छा स्किल, उतना अच्छा ह्यूमन रिसोर्स होता है उस कंट्री का. जैसा कि यूरोपियन कंट्रीज हैव, these countries have good human resources, so that's why they are developed. In African countries or Latin American countries or Asian countries, most of the Asian countries, they lack the good human resource, and that is something which creates problem. The population dividend become the population disaster or the population bomb. Yes, so that's the reason you need to work on your human resources more than any natural resources. क्लियर है इतना? चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. एक टर्म जो बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है वो है सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट. क्या है इस टर्म का नाम? सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट. सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट. सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट क्या होता है? एक, फुलफिलिंग the needs of present generation without fulfilling the needs of present generation without hampering the needs of future generation. Or we can also say like this, that careful utilization of natural resources. Okay, careful utilization of natural resources, so that needs of future generations will also be considered. Needs of future generation will also be considered. राइट? इतना क्लियर है? आगे बढ़ते हैं. तो हमने सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की डेफिनेशन भी देखी कि सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट बोलते किसे हैं. ओके, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट के कौन कौन से प्रिंसिपल्स है? They can ask, consider the following statement with regards to the principles of sustainable development. So the first principle is respect and care for all forms of life. Okay, that is the first principle. Improve the quality of human life, conserve the diversity and the liveliness, that is called as vitality, and minimize the depletion of the natural resource, right? Enable communities to take care of their own environment, to care of environment. Okay, so that was the chapter 1. So we will move to the chapter 2. We are discussing this book from the perspective of what? From the NDA's exams perspective. That's why we are not going line by line, and we are doing it from the factual basis or the conceptual basis, which will help us to reduce the time and maximize the results. So you can see that what is landslide? Landslide is the mass movement of rock, debris and down the slope. Okay, अब देखो यहाँ पर I will draw a diagram. Right. So आप जब देखते हो ऐसे, राइट, सो जब यहाँ पर बिल्डिंग्स बनते हैं या कंस्ट्रक्शन होता है या कुछ होता है, राइट, तो क्या होता है यहाँ पर? ये पूरा एरिया के अंदर पानी चले जाता है एंड इट स्लाइड्स डाउन द स्लोप. इट स्लाइड्स, लैंड स्लाइड्स डाउन द स्लोप. ओके, क्लियर है? लैंड स्लाइड्स डाउन द स्लोप. आगे बढ़ते हैं. देखो, वेदरिंग किसको बोलते हैं वो भी देखना है. द टर्म विच इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस इज वेदरिंग. ओके, वी लुक and study what is weathering. Right, weathering we will study. So now you can see what is weathering. Weathering actually is the breaking down of the rock. It is the breaking down and the decay of the exposed rocks is what the breaking down of. This is what is the this is actually the what the definition of weathering. You can see the breaking up of rock, the breaking and the decay of the exposed rock. Okay, yes, look at this. By temperature, cross section and animals. Okay, so this is called as weathering. मैं आपको यहाँ पर डायग्राम निकाल के दिखाता हूँ weathering. Let us say this is the rock. Now it will crack down first. It will be into 2 pieces or more than 2-3 pieces. So this breakdown of the rock is called as what? What? The weathering. Clear है? Weathering किसको बोलते हैं? Now we will look at some of the things which are important from exams perspective. Okay, what is site? This is important from exams perspective. Okay, site. So look at the screen and you will get some important things regarding the sites. Okay, now this word site is important. Look at your screen. The site is the convention on the international trade. CITES is the Convention on International Trade in endangered species of wildlife, fauna and flora. This is the so simply remember what is CITE. CITE is actually the Convention of International Trade of Endangered Species. This is called as CITES. Okay, Convention on International Trade in the International Endangered Species. It is an international agreement actually between the government. Okay, so it's very important. Site is actually not the specialized organ of the United Nations. Now let us move ahead to the mineral resources. So mineral resources. So three things you must understand about minerals is that first is the what is rock. Second is what is ore. Third is what is mineral. Right? Three things you must understand. So rock can be made of different minerals. The rock can contain different minerals. It can contain different minerals. Okay. Is it clear? Ore has a speci, specified mineral in it. Is it clear? Mineral has a definite composition. Definite composition. Mineral has a definite chemical composition. Definite chemical composition. Is it clear? And contains the different minerals. Okay, now you look at your screen, the rock, the ore, and the mineral. Is it clear? Let us move ahead. So now, minerals can be further classified into metallic and non-metallic minerals. Okay, minerals can be classified further into two types: metallic minerals and non-metallic minerals. And metallic minerals are further classified as a ferrous and non-ferrous. Ferrous means which contain Fe, that is iron, and non-ferrous means which will not contain the iron. Okay. So now the metallic minerals contain metal in raw form. Metals are the substance that conduct heat and electricity and have characteristics luster. Iron ore, bauxite, manganese are example of metallic minerals. Non-metallic minerals are actually the are non-metals like limestone and the mica and gypsum. Is it clear? Limestone, mica and gypsum are the examples of what? Non-metallic minerals. Is it clear? Non-metallic minerals. So now you can see the what is the mining? माइनिंग क्या होता है? जब आप जमीन के अंदर से खोद करके मिनरल जब निकालते हो तो उसे बोलते हैं mining. So mining can be done with three types. There are three types through which the extraction of minerals can happen. Okay. So the process of taking out minerals from the rocks buried under the surface is called mining. Minerals that lie at the shallow depths are taken out by removing the surface layer is called as open cast mining. एक होता है open cast mining. जब मिनरल्स बहुत ज्यादा नीचे नहीं होते, सरफेस से ज्यादा डेप्थ पे नहीं होते, शालो रहता है, तो शालो डेप्थ पे जो मिनरल्स रहते हैं उसको जो हम एक्सट्रैक्ट करते हैं सरफेस का लेयर रिमूव करके, उसको बोलते हैं हम ओपन कास्ट माइनिंग. क्लियर है? ओपन कास्ट माइनिंग शालो डेप्थ याद रखना है आपको, एग्जाम में पूछेगा शालो डेप्थ या हाई डेप्थ पे, तो शालो डेप्थ. दूसरा होता है शाफ्ट माइनिंग. जब कोई मिनरल लेट अस से सरफेस है और बहुत नीचे होता है और नीचे से वो मिनरल को निकालना होता है बाहर, तो उसमें से क्या हम लोग शाफ्ट माइनिंग करते हैं. शाफ्ट माइनिंग, शाफ्ट माइनिंग. ठीक है. नेचुरल गैस ऑकर फार बिलो द अर्थ सरफेस, उसमें से निकालना होता है, उसको हम दूसरा टर्म जो यूज करते हैं या दूसरी टर्मिनोलॉजी जो हम यूज करते हैं उसको ड्रिलिंग बोलते हैं. जैसे हमारे पास बोरवेल्स रहते हैं, उस टाइप में वी यूज द ड्रिलिंग मशीन टू एक्सट्रैक्ट, that is called as shaft mining. Quarrying be it's same like the open cast mining. Point is that they are near to surface and simply you have to dig out the mineral so that you take them out from the surface, and that is called as quarrying. Okay, so we have seen three things: open cast mining, shaft mining and quarrying. समझ में आया? ओपन कास्ट माइनिंग, शाफ्ट माइनिंग और क्वारिंग में क्या फर्क होता है? क्लियर है? अब आगे देखते हैं. कौन कौन से कंटिनेंट्स में क्या क्या होता है? Brazil actually is the largest producer of high grade iron ore in the world. Okay, then in Africa you have two uh, minerals which are famous, like gold and diamond. Okay, in Australia you have the largest producer of bauxite. Okay, so you can see the bauxite. Okay, in Antarctica you have natural gases. Okay, and also some gold, silver and oils. इंडिया के अंदर क्या होता है देखो, आयरन यू हैव ऑफ हाई ग्रेड and which is found near Jharkhand, Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Goa, Maharashtra, etc. And in the bauxite, the bauxite producing areas are Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh. Same, that is the Chota Nagpur plateau. Mica. The question was asked on mica, the use of mica, which is used in cosmetic also, and electrical instruments also, or electronics also. So mica deposits mainly occur in the Jharkhand, and India is this line is actually important. India is the largest producer and the exporter of the mica in the world. Okay, clear hai? Kolar in the Karnataka has the high deposits of gold. Clear hai? Okay. Minerals are actually the non-renewable resources. Minerals are non-renewable. They cannot be renewed. Even if they can be renewed, it takes millions of years or thousands of years. It takes thousands of years to get renewed. So now we will move ahead something which is called as coal, that is the most abundant fossil fuel on the earth, which is used as a domestic fuel in industries such as iron and steel for steam engines to generate electricity. That is called as the thermal power. Now you understood what is thermal power. Okay. So thermal power is also called as the coal is also called as the what? Buried sunshine. Okay. It is also called as buried sunshine. Petroleum is actually called as black gold. Okay. Petroleum is a black gold. ठीक है. Now we will move ahead and study about the last chapter, that is the agriculture. So now we are here discussing the agriculture. Okay. Agriculture is derived from the Latin word ager or agri, meaning soil, and culture means cultivation. Cultivation. Okay. Soil cultivation, that is agriculture. In the world, 50% of the persons are engaged in agriculture activity. How many? 50% of the world's people are in the engaged in agricultural activities. 2/3 of India's population is still dependent on agriculture. Kitni? 2/3. Alhamdulillah. Now you can see and look here. Uh, this question was actually asked. Okay. This question was actually asked. Okay. What is agriculture? Sericulture, pisciculture, viticulture, and horticulture. So sericulture, commercial rearing of silkworms, उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? Sericulture. Pisciculture is related to fishing or fish, breeding of fish. Here, cultivation of grapes is actually called as viticulture. Horticulture is related to fruits, flowers, etc. or even vegetables. बात समझ में आ रही है? हॉर्टिकल्चर्स में वेजिटेबल, फ्लावर्स, फ्रूट्स सब होते हैं. विटिकल्चर में ग्रेप्स होते हैं मेनली, राइट. पिसिकल्चर में इट्स रिलेटेड टू फिश. सेरिकल्चर में रिलेटेड टू सिल्क, राइट. क्लियर है इतना? आगे बढ़ते हैं, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. ओके. टाइप्स ऑफ फार्मिंग, यहाँ से इंपॉर्टेंट स्टार्ट होता है. ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग किसको बोलते हैं? देखो पहले ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग. Organic farming, in this type of farming, organic manure and natural pesticides are used. What? Organic manure and natural pesticides are used instead of chemicals. No genetic modification is done. No genetic modification is done. So two things are important. One is use of natural organic manure. Two, natural pesticides. Three, no genetic modification. क्लियर है? इतना क्लियर है? ओके. Now we will jump to the, that is, types of farming. The first is, there are two types of farming: the subsistence farming and the commercial farming. So subsistence farming, in this type of farming, it is practiced to meet the needs of the farmer's family only. Okay. Traditionally, low level of technology and household labors are used to produce the small output. Output कितना होता है? Small होता है. And can further be classified as an intensive subsistence and primitive subsistence. Okay. Intensive में क्या होता है? The farmers cultivate the small plot of land using simple tools. Okay. And then monsoon regions of south and Southeast Asia, East Asia also, you can see the intensive subsistence farming. Then you have primitive farming, includes shifting cultivation and nomadic herding. तो आप देखते हैं shifting cultivation किसको कहते हैं. Shifting cultivation is practiced in the thickly forested areas of the Amazon basin, tropical Africa, parts of South Asia and Northeast India. thickly forested area चाहिए, तो उसको clear करेंगे, right? A plot of land will be cleared by felling the trees and burning them. The ashes are then mixed with the soil and crops like maize, potatoes and cassava are grown. Okay. So after the soil loses its fertility, the land is abandoned and the cultivator moves to the next spot. Shifting cultivation is also known as slash and burn agriculture. तो उसी को हम जूम कल्टीवेशन बोलते हैं नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंडिया में, मिल्पा बोलते हैं मेक्सिको में, रोका बोलते हैं ब्राजील में, लाडांग बोलते हैं मलेशिया में. So remember these names. So this zoom cultivation is also called as the slash and burn, which is in Northeast we call zoom, in Brazil we call the milpa, and in roca, and in Mexico we call milpa. Right? M, here is also M, and here is also M, so you can easily remember. So in Malaysia you have ML, that is Ladang, Malaysia, and in Brazil you have Roca, Brazil. So BR, it is already there. BR, Brazil. So R stands for Roca. So it is very easy for you to understand if you create the mental hooks, right? Nomadic herding is practiced in the semi-arid, semi-desertic areas of the Sahara, Central Asia, and some of the parts of India like Rajasthan, like Marusthal we call, and Jammu and Kashmir. In this type of farming, the herdsmen move from place to place with their animals for fodder and water along the defined routes. This type of movement arises in response to climatic constraints and terrain. Sheep, camel, yak, etc. are most commonly reared. Commercial farming, crops are grown and animals are reared for sale in market. Right? The area cultivated and the amount of the capital used is large amount में यहाँ पे होता है सब, और most of the things are done with machines, right? In commercial farming, crops are grown for commercial purpose. Wheat, maize are commonly commercially grown grains. Okay, तो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Mixed farming, the land is used for growing the food and fodder crops. Plantation के बारे में देखेंगे. Plantations are a type of commercial farming where single crop of tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew, rubber, banana, etc. Right? Tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew nut, rubber, banana, cotton are grown. The produce may be processed on the farm itself or in the nearby factories. ठीक है? Major crops. ये यहाँ से थोड़ा सा important start हो जाता है. Rice. Rice is the main fodder crop of the world. It is the staple diet of the tropical and subtropical areas. Rice needs high temperature, high humidity, and high rainfall. High temperature, high humidity, and high rainfall is required for the rice. It grows best in the alluvial clay soil, which can retain the water. So China is number 1. Then you have India, Japan, Sri Lanka, Egypt. Right? Wheat requires moderate temperature and moderate rainfall. Okay, it thrives best in the well-drained loamy soil. In the loamy soil, well-drained, the thing is important. With regard to rice, it was clay, so it can retain the water, and here it can drain, it should drain the water, right? And it is called as loamy soil. Extensively in USA, China, then you have Argentina, Russia, Ukraine, and afterwards India. In India, we grow it in the winter season. Wheat is in winter. Millets. So millets are actually a coarse grains and can be grown in the less fertile. So millets can be grown in the less fertile regions. It's a hard crop that needs low rainfall and high to moderate temperature. So you have jawar and bajra as the example in India. So maize. So maize requires moderate temperature, moderate rainfall, and a lot of sunshine. Actually, it needs well-trained fertile soils. Maize is known as corn. Various colorful varieties of the maize are found across the world. So आप जो पॉपकॉर्न खाते हो वो इसी से बनता है मेज से. It is also called as corn. कॉटन, ये वाला क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था एनडीए एग्जाम 2023 में. ओके, so cotton requires high temperature, light rainfall, 210 free frost days. Okay, 210, 210 दिन, frost free days and bright sunshine for its growth. Important है. 210 दिन किसको लगते हैं? कॉटन को लगते हैं. It grows best on black and alluvial soil. China, USA, India, Pakistan, Brazil, Egypt are the leading producers. Then you have jute. It's known as the golden fiber. क्या बोलते हैं जूट को? Golden fiber. This crop is grown in tropical areas. India and Bangladesh are leading producers of jute. Coffee requires warm and wet climate. Warm and wet climate. Hill slopes are more suitable for growth of this crop. Brazil is the leading producer, followed by Colombia and India. Tea is the beverage crop grown in the plantation. This requires cool climate and well-distributed high rainfall throughout the year for the growth of its tender leaves. Agricultural development. Actually, it refers to the efforts made to increase the farm production in order to meet the growing demands of the increasing population. Remember this definition. What is agricultural development? क्या करना है हमको? हमको efforts put करना है to increase the farm production. Farm production उसकी quality और quantity, most importantly quantity increase करना है to meet the demand of population. अपने पास 33 crore population थी when we got independence. Now we are 140 crore. So 100 crore increase in the population in the last 70-80 years. So now the land is the same, no? So what we will do? We will use the biotechnology. We will use the genetic engineering. We'll use the fertilizers, and we will increase the what? We will increase the farm production with the help of mechanization of agriculture. Mechanization, without mechanization, it is hard for us to do the agricultural development of the area. Farm in India. So let us move ahead. Industries. So industry actually is an economic activity that is concerned with the production of goods and extraction of minerals or the provisions of services, which is called as industry. Remember this definition. Industry refers to an economic activity that is concerned with the production of goods, extraction of minerals, etc. This is called as industry. Now, raw minerals. Agro-based industries जो होते हैं वो use plants and animals based products as the raw material. ये important. Like food processing, vegetable oil, cotton, textile, dairy. These are all what? Agro-based. Mineral-based में क्या होता है? Use the mineral ores. Like heavy machinery और building materials के लिए जो हम use करते हैं iron ore, etc. They are called as mineral. Marine based में क्या होता है? आप सी और ओशंस का रॉ मटेरियल लेते हो, जैसे कि फिश ऑयल और सी फूड्स एक्सेट्रा. फॉरेस्ट बेस्ड में क्या होता है? आप यूज करते हो फॉरेस्ट प्रोड्यूस को, जैसे कि पेपर, पल्प, फार्मास्यूटिकल्स, फर्नीचर एंड बिल्डिंग्स, राइट. साइज, दो टाइप में क्लासिफिकेशन करेंगे, स्मॉल स्केल और लार्ज स्केल. कॉटेज और हाउस होल्ड इंडस्ट्रीज आर कॉल्ड एज स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज, जहां पर आप हाथ से करते हो बाय आर्टिसंस. मशीन्स का ज्यादा यूज नहीं होता, बहुत कम और लो स्केल के मशीन्स यूज होते हैं. हाई ग्रेड मशीन्स यहाँ पे यूज नहीं होते. और लार्ज स्केल में investment of the capital is also higher, the technology used is superior, and it is in the large scale like silk weaving, food processing industries, right? Production of automobiles is a classical example of a large scale industries, right? You know, you might have seen the like the production houses of automobiles like BMW, Mercedes, and Toyota, Tatas. So you might have seen that like Mahindras and all. You might, if you visit them, you will see the large scale. It will be 500 acre, 1000 acre, 2000 acre industries, right? Large scale industries. The ownership will be based on the ownership, right? Who is owned, whether it is privately owned or state owned or public owned, right? Private sector industries are owned and operated by the individual or a group of individuals, that is called as the commercial units, or the private units or private groupings, the private companies. The public sector industries are owned and operated by the government owned, like you have Hull, that is Hindustan Aeronautics, which makes different uh, warplanes for India. And you have SAIL, that is Steel Authority of India, SAIL. The giant industries owned by and operated by the state and individuals also. Cooperative sector, which is now in boom, are owned and operated by the producers or suppliers of raw materials, workers, or both. Anand Milk Union Limited and Sudha Dairy are successful example of the cooperative. Even Amul is the successful example of cooperative industries, right? So, what are the factors which influence the location of the industries? The factors affecting the location of industries are availability of raw material. आपको फॉर एग्जांपल शुगर केन की फैक्ट्री बनाना है और आप बना रहे हो जहाँ पे शुगर केन आता ही नहीं, तो फिर तो प्रॉब्लम होगा ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का बहुत ज्यादा, कॉस्टिंग भी ज्यादा आएंगे, प्रॉफिट कम हो जाएगा. सो इट विल बी द अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल इज ऑफ prime importance, right? Land, water, labor, power, capital, transport, market, etc. are very important factors, right? The these are Then you have industrial system consist of inputs and outputs and processes, etc. Inputs are the raw materials, labor and cost of land, transport, power, infrastructure. The processes include wide range of activities, right? And output is the final product. For example, the input is what the cotton, and output is what the shirt you wear. Now we understood what is input and what is output. The raw material is input and final product is output. It's as simple as that. The processes, that may beginning, spinning, weaving, dyeing, printing, everything will be included in what the processes. So have industrial regions. You have Mumbai, Pune industrial cluster. You have Bangalore, Tamil Nadu region. You have Hooghly region, Ahmedabad, Baroda, Chotanagpur. You have Visakhapatnam, Gurgaon, Delhi, Meerut, Kollam, Tiruvananthapuram. Right. So distribution of major industries. Uh, Iron and steel industry, like other industries, iron and steel are comprises various inputs and processes, etc. Input for the industry includes raw materials like iron ore, coal, limestone, etc., along with labor, the capital, and other infrastructure. And the raw material is put up in the blast furnace. We have seen that in our 7th, 8th standard, in the electrolysis process in general science, right? It is then refined and then output is obtained. So with 8 tons of coal plus 4 tons of iron ore plus 1 ton of limestone, you get 1 stone of steel. So like 8 plus 4, 12 plus 1, 13. So finally you are getting 1 ton of steel. Is it clear? ये होता है blast furnace. right? Steel is actually called as the backbone of modern industry. Almost everything we use either is made up of iron or steel. Okay. Jamshedpur, before 1947, there was only one iron industrial plant, that is Trisco, which was privately owned. After independence, the government took the initiative and set up the several iron and steel plant. Trisco was started in 1907 at Sakchi, near the confluence of river Subarnekha Subarnareka and the Karka in Jharkhand. Then you have cotton, cotton industry, okay, cotton textile industry. So weaving clothes from yarn is actually ancient art. You have cotton, wool, silk, jute, and flax, which we have been using since time immemorial. So the textile industry can be divided on the basis of raw materials used in them. Fibers can be natural or man-made also. The cotton industry, the cotton textile industry is one of the oldest industry in the world, and it was first set up in Britain actually, because at that time Britain was superpower and it was having abundant minerals, resources, and technology and people and resources to extract them, and these time and skills required there also available. So money was also they were putting up. So the Muslims of Dhaka, the chins of the Masulipatam, Kalikos of the Kalikas, right? Very important. First textile mill in the country was established at the Fort Gloucester near Kolkata. Now, so in tomorrow's lecture, we will continue about the IT. Okay, IT we will continue, and tomorrow we will end this NCIT. Okay, is it clear?